Welcome, welcome! It's Bud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today we are doing part 2 of the Miles Eckhart missions, which, by the way, I misspelled yesterday. I hope none of you caught that. But yeah, we're going to do part 2. This is a continuation of the first Miles Eckhart mission that you get in the mission chain. Now, this one's not worth a ton of UEC, but it definitely leads down the path of making a ton of UEC doing group bounties, especially if you can do them solo. If you're doing it with a few people, I mean, yeah, you can split it and you'll still make an okay profit if you're doing a bunch of them. So definitely something to keep in mind if you got a small group of friends and you want to get out there and do some group bounties. You'll want to build up until you get to the 60,000 plus credit bounties, though, for sure. I mean, you can get the really high ones, and then of course the Arlington gang bounties. Those go all the way up to like 225,000 credits for the stolen Idris. So definitely could be profitable for you to do this mission chain if you're into the PvE and these player versus NPC bounties that you can get. So we are leaving Lorville. This is where we met up with Miles Eckhart in the previous video. We are going to go up into, well, really 10,000 meters up so that we can quickly travel using the quantum drive up to a OM or even Everest Harbor, which is the station that orbits above Lorville. So once we get up here, we will then go and find the first of 3 bounties that we picked up with this Miles Eckhart mission. I did say that most of the time these bounties have at least 2 in the Hurston area and 1 in Crusader. I think I'm mistaken in this particular case. There's going to be 2 in the Crusader area and 1 around Hurston. And this one's actually in Hurston's atmosphere above one of the ground installations. These enemies are not real difficult to take out. Anybody can do it. You could do it in an Aurora. If you've learned a little bit how to fly and fight, you won't have any problems dispatching these first mission enemies. They're just not that strong. Of course, the payout's not that great either. Now, as you get further along in the group bounties, it does become quite a bit more difficult. As you can see, he's firing a missile at me. I'm going to dodge that with no problem. And then we're going to flip around. I'm going to get a couple of good, really good shots on him. And that's going to be all she wrote on this bounty. Again, they're not player characters. They're not going to try to get better positioning on you. Now, eventually, the game will have much better AI. And they will be much stronger in these combat situations. Now, they don't want it to where you can never win, except for maybe on 1 or 2 aces. But most of them, they want you to be able to defeat in the game. Otherwise, the game wouldn't be any fun, right? It's got to be challenging a little bit here and there. It can't all be easy. As you can see, he gives me his side, which easy to hit. Now, one of the things I dislike about the Ares is that since the nerf, you're not able to get long-range shots on target. You got to wait till you're about 1.5 kilometers away before you can start hitting the target. As you can see, the next bounty is all the way over in Crusader, about 31 million kilometers away. Let's go ahead and jump to fast travel over there so that you guys don't have to sit through the entire travel time. Again, I know your time is precious and I don't want to waste all of it. So we will quantum travel over to Crusader and take on the next 2 bounties so that we can get paid and move up the group bounty chain on the Miles Eckhart mission chain. Again, once you do a few of these, you get up to the really hard group bounties, then they'll start doing you'll get the Arlington gang missions. And those are the ones you really want. That's when you can go up against the F8 Lightning, a Hammerhead, and a stolen Idris. They're a lot of fun. I always enjoyed taking on the Idris, especially with my org. it's always a blast. By the way, if you guys are looking for an org, my org is Texas. You can find that on the Robert Space Industries site under organizations. I'll also have a link in the description down below. Feel free to put in your application, tell us a little bit about you, why you want to join, etc. And you can also join on our Gilded. That will be in the description down below as well. We usually ask that you put an application in on both, just so we know, you're definitely interested in joining the org. A lot of great people have joined here lately. A lot of fun. We try to have people that are active or fairly active. Real life takes precedent, obviously, but usually we have somebody that's on doing something any time of the day, and sometimes even all night as well. We've got people from all over the world that are in the org, even across the world in Sri Lanka. So definitely a lot of fun to be had in an org, and the org is quickly approaching the 600 member mark. I know not all those members are active right now. We don't discourage you to join if you're not going to be super active. We know when the game launches, everybody's going to be a lot more active in playing. So it should be a lot of fun, and we try to keep things somewhat organized and still keep it open for people to do the stuff they want to do in the game. So here you can see I am now approaching the next target. And again, this one is down near a ground installation. What do you guys think of these bounties that are in atmosphere now? I know they wanted to do a few, maybe they went overboard. They put a lot of bounties in atmosphere now. And I'm thinking that CIG wants to test the atmospheric bounties, so they went overboard on it. I don't think they intend for all of them to be down in the atmosphere. It would be cool if, you encountered a couple of fighters here that were supporting this guy, and he scrambled from the ground installation onto his ship and took off or something. That might be cool. Or you have to land and go in and get him. But they don't have that complexity to these missions yet. But that would be really cool. And like I said, I think that they intentionally have made a lot of these bounties in atmosphere so that they could test. That's generally what they do. And let me go back to the whole idea about the Ares Ion being nerfed. I just read one of the developers, because I do post on CIG website, the RSI website, that they are kind of reworking combat, and we should see some reworks for it coming later this year. So that's good news, or maybe bad news for everybody that likes combat. We will see. I've been telling people from the beginning, if you don't like the way combat is now, or the flight systems are now, give it a year or two, and it'll change. So you guys who are really, really good at the way combat is now, I hope that translates over to the next way that the system is. I don't see why it wouldn't, to be honest. But, there's going to be a learning curve again when things get rebalanced a little bit, and they change the way that some of the ships fly. So just be prepared for it. Don't be disgusted. Just expect it. We're still in alpha. They're still trying things out. They're still breaking things in. One of the things like this particular mission line with Miles Eckhart that they could be testing is, all sorts of things like dynamic mission chains and, subsumption, those type things. So, yeah, I think it needs to be tested heavily. You guys need to be trying these missions out. Go to the mission givers. Try some of their missions out. Try to go down their mission chain. Now, a lot of the mission givers are on the wrong side of the law. So, unless you want to be on the wrong side of the law, you only have a couple of different people that you can go to for missions right now. I mean, there's Hurston, Constance Hurston or whatever at Lorville. There's also Miles Eckhart. Who else? I don't think there's anybody else on the good side. I think everybody else is on the bad side of the law. So yeah, you don't have a whole lot to choose from. But they are engaging. They can be fun. They're a little bit different than your regular missions in most cases. I mean, the Eckhart one's a lot like any bounty mission, I guess. But you're getting group bounties. Here you can see this enemy is down below next to the surface. I buzz by. literally buzzed by. I was going very fast. So I flip around to turn around, and he ran into a mountain and blew up. But I get credit for the kill anyways. So that is the first mission in the Miles Eckhart mission chain. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, it's not super difficult, as you can see. There are some issues still with atmospheric bounties, as you can see. So, you know, sit back, enjoy it, have a little fun, do some group bounties, build up to the really, really good payoffs. And then you can enjoy the money coming in every 20 to 30 minutes. Because the big group bounties, depending on what ship you take, you could get them done in 20 or 30 minutes. That's definitely possible. Enjoy the sights here. I definitely appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. Check out my Patreon and my YouTube members. I really, thank each and everybody who has contributed over the years. You guys are awesome. I really want to get some merch out. I'm working on that this year when I get some time. That's what I'm going to work on. So you guys keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you once again. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.